All right, team, what's going on? I'm Tim Jenkins, and welcome to All Things QB, where I watch every single clip and break down the most important ones today. We've got Caleb Williams, Week 14, and a heartbreaking loss for this Bears team at Lambeau against Green Bay. But before we jump into it, guys, please FTA this thing, which means comment for the algorithm. Make sure you like this video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If this is your first video with us, your first time watching the channel, I always say you can wait till the end, and hopefully I'll earn that subscription. For you Bears fans, we just launched memberships. We've got a Bears extended cut coming tomorrow. We talk through 6 more plays in addition to this full breakdown, so please consider joining that. It's called the FTA Army or the Film Junkie level. One benefit I do want to highlight really quick is you get priority response to your comments. Now, these videos get a ton of comments, and I love you guys for that, and please keep doing that. I ask you to do it. But if you're like, hey, Tim, I keep commenting a question, you don't get to it, I apologize. Consider jumping over there, joining the memberships, because I will get to all those members' comments. They show up a little bit different on my screen, so I can kind of prioritize and get to those. I'll continue to try to get to everybody else as well. If you're like, hey, dude, I love the breakdowns. I don't want to do the membership. No worries. I appreciate you even watching at all. So without further ado, let's jump into the film. All right, team. We are opening up with a progression that I think has to be made from Caleb here, where to me, we're just predetermining this thing, right? We're thinking, oh, okay, hey, I'm going to motion. We're going to out leverage it. We're going to shift. We're going to motion our guy across. We think we're going to beat him with leverage. And if we're being honest, so it's twofold. It's either bad because it's an errant throw, or it's bad because of a misread. So what we're going to do is we're going to be here. We're running stick, right? We're going to motion out. We've got a speed out here, 4-step speed out. And then we've got our stick here. Okay, simple pure progression, 1 to 2, horizontal stretch. This guy widens, and this defender goes with the out. Right, we'll freeze it at the top of his drop. But right there, you feel this guy widening. You see 33 expanding. That's how you know to get inside to DJ. Okay? You can see if he were to get inside, reset inside to DJ, or just really not even reset, right? Redirect your step. We're stepping more in here instead of out here. Put the ball on DJ more. Get your feet moving forward, right? Instead, we're 1, 2, 3. I really think, too, we're falling out of this thing. Like our weight distribution, everything about it, I don't think is clean. I don't truly think the footwork is clean either. 3-step from under center now, that's old school. I love it. But this drop, we're kind of just backpedaling out of there which then keeps our shoulders all the way open, but it also puts us in a position where all of our weight is just falling off. You can see it's just a funky ball. That's just not clean, but it's also, I just think right here, bang, we should be here, reset inside, deliver a dime. Really just step your foot inside. You don't even need to reset your base. So, poor decision to open up, compounded with a poor throw. Then, of course, we get the 3rd and 6, right? We have 3rd and 6, we scramble, we get it. Then we get, okay, hey, holding or whatever, it backs us up. 3rd and long. I debated putting this thing on here because I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, man, 3rd and long. It kind of looked funky coming out of his hand. I'm not sure he really had it. And then I watched on the tight and I go, son of a gun, we had this thing, right? So we're going to loop this thing all the way around. My apologies for rewinding it. Okay. So all we're trying to do is we're trying to generate a deep dig for DJ. Okay. So we would have called it Cadillac, where you have this big in, right? This big in. We've got the shallow cross runner here. So man-to-man, he stays on the run. Zone, he sits down. Okay, this guy is this stick-it post, but we're trying to drag defenders out of there with this post. And then we're trying to use the shallow to get guys to work their way up so we can open this here. Okay, this is really a 1 to 2 progression. And then you'll have some sort of like chip flat or whatever on either side, which would be 3 depending on what they have. Okay. So you've got this here where you can start to see, I actually like this little wrinkle too. They're working this flat turn up route. I think they're just trying to get more guys out of there so they can sneak this in. But you can see right here, Caleb goes to throw it, right? One, we've got to be faster here, in my opinion. This receiver has to be hauling tail across the formation. This, to me, is not fast enough because we need more of this right here. We want this guy to creep down more. With that being said, we still have it, right? We still have DJ. If you're going to say, okay, hey, is there a window here in terms of Caleb Williams fitting this thing in? Yeah, there is, right? We know how good he is. There's a window right here, and he puts it right in the window horizontally. He just sails it. This has started to become an issue where he's just sailing the football on some of these concepts. This is starting to become a repeatable issue where we consistently sail the football. I personally think, and I know I'm more old school in my thought process with this, I personally think a lot of our high ball misses could be fixed by dragging our back foot or turning our back foot and keeping it engaged on the ground. I want you to watch how his right foot comes up, right? We call it kicking midgets. Or if there's a midget standing next to you, you'd be kicking him, right? I think that tends to lock out the front knee, and then you tend to just sail this thing tall, sail this thing high. And granted, I know we're trying to cut this thing through the elements. I know it's Green Bay, it's cold, all these other things. But listen, the other side wasn't, both teams had to deal with it, right? This just, it's a good progression. It's a miss. Because if he puts this thing on DJ Moore's body, it's a conversion. It's a conversion. Instead, it's a punt, a 3-and-out punt. This might be one of the better throws he had from the whole day. And it ends somehow in an incompletion. I still don't get this ruling, if I'm being honest with you. But, what do I know? I'm not Gene Sarator or whatever. But, man, that's a heck of a football coming in there. Love the little pre-snap motion, making it look like, man, this is just samurai. You guys know my favorite concept on planet Earth, okay? So we're going to motion, and then we're going to get to a 7-man pro. Boom, we've got our 5 linemen, right? And then we're going to come across. We're going to get a double team here. So we're getting to a 7-man pro. Here we've got the stick at 8 post, and then here we've got our deep over runner, right? Our samurai concept, and we've got action to the flat. Read this thing 1 to 2 to 3. Home run post to the deep over, down to our read flat. Okay? So you watch it in real time. Home run post is exactly what we want, right? Takes 2 of them. Okay? This guy's now going to come screaming down. This guy's in a chase position. Both positives for us offensively. We've got it. You can see action. Great footwork. Great ball. We've got to secure that catch. That's one we just have to have if we're Loveland. You can see great action. Stick at 8. Boom. Really good eyes. Good feet with the progression. Yeah. That's really high-level quarterback play within our offense. And granted, it ends in an incompletion, but that's exactly what we want to see from our quarterback moving forward. That's the steps in this right direction in terms of playing within the structure of this offense. That's a flat-out missile. All of those things are exactly what we want to see as Caleb continues to progress in this offense, okay? This, we've got a 3rd down boot over. I love it. Absolutely love it. Really great job here. Big time throw. Keeping his eyes downfield. All the good stuff, man. Look at this. Great little action fake. Yeah. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. So we're gonna motion down, and we're gonna use this guy as our ultra high runner. Okay, so you motion down, and then he sneaks in, and he's the ultra high runner. Then you've got Komet, I'm guessing some sort of push to flat. And then we're right here, I believe, on the over route. Okay, you're reading this thing probably bottom up, 1, 2 to 3. You could reverse ladder it, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're going to see Caleb with this fake here, and then he'll boot out. This guy plays it pretty well. Like, that's a pretty... at this point, this play's potentially dead, right? 3rd and 3. We've got a double team here. This guy's closing in on our quarterbacks. Caleb does a great job of buying time so that we can get Burden across the formation, okay? That's about as good as it gets from when you look at this right here. This play looks dead. And then you can see he extends it, dumps it over. Another one of those, in my opinion, extremely difficult throws that he makes look really, really, I hate to say it, but easy, right? Yeah. These are the kind of things that I think it's always important to reflect on, is like when you freeze it where it's like we've got a guy 2 yards away from us, 2.5 yards away from us, and this is the look, right? Like that feels dead to me. Instead, we're able to continue to extend it horizontally towards the sideline. Dump that thing back across our body. Burden does a great job continuing to work across the formation. Man, and it works out, right? Big 3rd down conversion. Just a really big 3rd down conversion for this Bears team. This one is 4th down. We got a 4th and 1. I mean, I honestly love the play call. Same side boot. I've always been a fan of it on 4th and short. I feel like it's just so different from their traditional boot game where it's, fake one-way boot the opposite. I've always loved same side boot. We'll look at something on the tight there too. So we're going to dress it up with this motion right here, right? And then all it is we're going to get in the flat, we're going to reverse out, and we're sprinting out, and it's either he's wide open or we're going to go get the 1 yard, right? Okay. Defender takes Swift. You have DJ Moore as your trailer too if you need it, right? Obviously, we don't need it here. It's a great job by Caleb going and getting it. Going and getting that thing. Okay. What I want you guys to see from the tight, the thing I really want you guys to pay attention to, I apologize. Sorry about the cough. Is I want you to watch how important it is, how critical it is that this line steps left. So you see how the line is working. The line works left. Boom, 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 boom. And then the actions here. The reason that's so important is because with the line working left, these guys are going to slightly pinch before they redirect. So I want you to watch the impact that this has on 52. So we'll slow-mo it. You see how he slightly pinches? Because he's taught to play off this hip, right? Be here. So he slightly pinches, ever so slightly. Right there, and then now he's got to redirect. And by the time he redirects, him and Caleb are even, but Caleb's already got a running start this way, and he's redirecting. Okay, that is critical to helping our quarterback get outside. Now, Caleb's also faster than him, but overall, just from a play design standpoint, that movement left while our fake and sprint is happening to the right is critical to get these guys to pinch to give us even more of an advantage as we try to get outside, which is exactly what happens. And then Swift does a great job right there of climbing vertical because he has a defender on him. Forces the defender to really commit to getting out of there, and then Caleb can go and get an easy first down. And you see Ben over here looking at his play sheet, getting all dialed in. So that to me is and I also love adding this this motion here because it just displaces more defenders, right? I just think those little wrinkles are really, really big in terms of when you see something that's so oh, look at this, very easy fourth down conversion. Well, there was a ton of wrinkles that went into it. Team, really quick, that's our first 5. Okay, we're 5 clips into this thing. I need to shoot you guys a reminder that we launched memberships, and we have a Chicago Bears members only extended cut analysis coming out tomorrow. So please jump over there, support the channel. If you guys continue to support it the way you guys are, I'm going to be able to continue to crank out more and better content, right? More content, higher quality, continue to be able to do this and pump this out every Monday for you guys and do these member-only videos on Tuesday, or really pump out the breakdowns the day after the game and the members-only one further day. So it's an exciting one. I'm going to read some of it off to you. It's just a lot of it's highlighting, hey, here's how close we were. We had a lot of miscues. There's a third down stuff that I want to talk through. I talked through the 2-point play, and then there's also a 3rd and 1 at the end of the game that I want to highlight and talk through. So it's 6 more clips. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's, and then please consider jumping over and join the membership. If you're like, hey, Tim, I can't, or hey, dude, this is plenty, totally get it. Please think about subscribing, commenting for the algorithm, all that great stuff. But if you want more content, or you're just like flat out want to support the channel, join the FTA Army or the Film Junkie. Really, the FTA Army, you're getting everything everybody gets. The Film Junkie, it's just more support. So please consider doing that. It means the world to me that you guys do that. Without further ado, or you guys know the deal, or whatever we want to say right here, we'll get back into the film. So this one I really wanted to talk through because this one is just, it's one of those that I think is important to highlight, right? On just how there's nothing you can do as a quarterback if they're going to win with twists. This Green Bay pass rush got after Caleb all night long. Obviously, number 1 is a critical piece of that, right? Anytime you can add Micah Parsons, it's critical. But it's things like this where, so first they're starting down in they're starting in what would be like a 3-down front, right? They've got really, and they're using him as, let's call him a backer. But what ends up happening is he ends up working this way. Boom, he works vertical, and this guy twists. And I want you guys to watch how the right guard, right tackle struggle to pass this off, which then results in Caleb goes to step up. You guys see it? So Micah, boom, right there. And then watch this guy twist. So 58's getting pushed in the back as he's kicking. He's chasing Micah. And then we're going to twist. And so as Caleb steps up, there's just absolutely nowhere to go. You see it? And then we get a free hit on the quarterback in a 2-minute situation where it's like, there's nothing Caleb can do here. And we're trying to push the ball down the field. There's not really an outlet for him. And at the end of the day, this just has to be passed off, which is much easier said than done, right? So, wanted to highlight that because I do feel like he was under duress the whole day. And I feel like people aren't talking about just how much pressure they saw. And I mean, you could tell based on the game plan because of how much you guys saw Ben Johnson move the pocket. How much was he moving the pocket, right? How much were we moving the launch point with boot or sprint or screen or whatever? We're moving the launch point all day long. He's not doing that for no reason. He's doing that because he thinks, man, this pass rush is getting after us or can get after us. And then you saw it on straight drop back situations, which Would I have loved to see a little bit more of it? Yeah, but I get what he was thinking, which is, man, we're having a hard time protecting it in some of these straight dropbacks. This was a great third down conversion, little China concept, little China on the inside. Just a really good job playing with good feet, playing with getting the ball out on time. One skip shot. Yep. Love it. We'll look at it on the wide. We'll loop this thing back over. I kind of love. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I love the new format of letting this thing loop for you guys, so you guys can watch it once. Someone in the comments gave me that idea, and I think that was an elite comment. Okay, we've got this mandatory outside release, an MOSR go. Right? Hey, running for the love of the game. Right? For the love of the game. Okay. FTLOTG. For the love of the game. For the love of the game. Yep. Okay. Then we've got this 10-yard out. We got the 5-yard under. This is the China concept. Okay. Then you got the 1 to 2. We're going to be on one skip and just drive this thing. Oh, biscuits. Okay. We'll be right here. One skip. Let it rip. Yeah. How easy is that? Just awesome. Here's the one thing, and I know there's a big discussion going on online about the difference between, like, hey, why do we have so many of these? And I would classify this as a pure progression concept. Why pure progression versus, the coverage and all this other stuff, which I agree with. I think there are definitely times for what we would call a PSL, which is a pre and post snap look. Okay, pure progression, pure progression means you're reading 1, 2, 3, etc., no matter the coverage. PSL is a pre and post snap look, which means, you would maybe say like, hey, quarters, we're going to read the right side. Against 3, we're going to read the left side. And then you would have different, against cloud, we're going to read whatever, which I think there's a time and a place for that as well. But these are the kind of coverages that I think are great in order to not have to do that, because what they're getting to, and look at this, okay? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys at the line of scrimmage, 4 guys off, right? They're trying to get you to think, oh, some sort of pressure is coming. And what they're actually going to get to is they're actually going to spin this guy deep, him deep. They're going to get him pressed flat, him pressed to flat. He's going to drop. They're basically getting to cover 2. He's going to insert. They're getting to a cover 2 from this look. It's insanity, pure insanity. So to me, this is where you sit there and you go, yeah, it's nice for Caleb to know, hey, here's my 1 to 2 to 3, and just get it to his first progression without having to process all that on 3rd and 6 on the road where you're trying to operate all this other stuff. That is the argument for pure progressions, is it just simplifies a lot of these exotic looks that you're going to get on 3rd down. Now I get it. That doesn't, you're not always going to have a perfect play then, right? But this looks pretty dang good to me. So I do think this is one piece of the puzzle. Do I think you can run exclusively pure progression as an offense? No, I think, of course, you got to do some PSL. You got to start to work that, right? You got to get your quarterback processing information. But I do think there's a time and a place for pure progressions. This is just Caleb being Caleb, man. This is one of the best throws you're going to see all week. It's absolute insanity. It's part of where, yeah, we've had struggles with spraying the ball. We've had struggles with, I think, being accurate. These are the kind of plays that I'm telling you right now, this offense wouldn't be as good as they are without stuff like this. This is a game-changing play. This shifts the momentum. I think this really gets the Bears back in this thing. And this is exactly what we want from Caleb in a situation like this. We've got this deep out with the dig, okay, and both of these guys are in the flat control. You're reading this thing 1 to 2. Okay, we've got a little bit of play action right there. So this corner's outside. DJ's going to lose that. This corner's hugging this, feels like, hey, this might get undercut. Could he fit this dig in? Potentially, you could try to drive this thing over here. Now, I think he's on him. I think that corner's doing a really good job. But then this is where you go and extend the play and you take a play that everything is covered up and you turn it into a 15-yard gain. Like, that's the real deal. That's generating explosives. Look at this throw. And then also great job by Cole, right? Working the scramble drill, getting vertical. Look at those late hands by Cole. Because if he throws those hands up early, that defender might get his hands up and be able to tip this thing. Instead, just super late hands. Man, guys, that is flat out special stuff. That's as good as it freaking gets. And this one, again, first and goal at the 1. I mean, just stupid. Just so stupid. When you look at this on the tight. This is nicked up. Just, you put a little nicotine in your mouth. We call it nicked up, bricked up. This is as good as it gets. It's just crazy to me. Okay, so we're going to motion in here, right? We're going to make it kind of look like we're in the short motion to, boom, seal this edge. Instead, we're short motion and we're on the speed out. Got our back coming right here. Flash fade, get out of the pocket. Go hit that thing. Action. Boom, get out of there. He's got it. Bang. That's crazy. I've got this labeled as insane. Tim notes. Insane. That's all I needed to remember this one. And also, by the way, number 1, bearing down on you. Look at this. Are you kidding me? That is that is flat out awesome. As good as it gets. Turn this thing into a ball game right there. Here we've got Komet on the over route. Again, I'll let this thing loop as normal. But this one is another, hey, move the launch point. Just easy, right? Move the launch point, traditional naked. Nice and easy boot concept. Everything that you know about when you have a good run game, what it frees up. It's just really good to see that in action in a division game in December that means something. All this stuff for the Bears that, to me, I'm not sure that I really truly believed I'd be saying at this point, but we are. So we're going to have this short motion here, okay? And he's going to work back across as our flat, okay? We've got our running back going here. Caleb obviously booting out. Going to have the ultra high here. And then Komet's just running this over route, okay? Again, 1 to 2 to 3 or 1 to 2 to 3, depending on how they install it, right? You see it right here, Komet just wide open. It's just a really good, quick decision and an accurate football. Like, that's what you need in the boot game, and that's exactly what we got from our quarterback. I want you guys to watch the fake, too. I think he's doing a really good job with his extension. That ball extension is great. I'd like to see a little bit more forward lean from his head, meaning his head's moving this direction more. You can see how his body's starting to shift to go this way, and the ball's hanging out here, which is why 7 redirects. So I'd love to see a little bit more intentionality with my head and my body weight. Either way, doesn't matter. They displace him enough to sneak the over route in. And then Caleb Williams delivers from his chin to Komet's chest. Chin to chest is how you want to play quarterback, man. Oh, yeah, baby. Here we've got Luther on a little read route, a deep read. Love this, man. To me, more of a curl than a read, but little diamond set. Get everybody feeling like it's heavy run. Same protection that we saw earlier with the double tight ends working to one side in a 7-man pro. They're just getting to it from a different way. They're getting to it from this set where, okay, line's going to make it look slightly like we're going left. It's going to be a slide left. We got 1, 2 guys inserting over here. We're going to have our back. We're going to have our big curl route. And then we're going to have our heaven or country post where you're getting all the way across the formation. Okay? You can see it here. Action. Because the goal of this, something like this, is if you were to get this guy being heavy, is that you could sneak him across and throw that high level 3 ball and give him a chance. Instead, this just turns out perfect, and we're going to wrap him on a curl route, and we're going to be wide open. It's awesome. Perfect call. Perfect coverage to run that against. It's well executed, man. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitch, ball. Yeah. I want you guys to understand, though, just how critical every component is. So I want you to watch our running back, okay? So watch our running back and how he just leaks out to the flat. I want you to watch that first, because we need to understand how all these things contribute, because that moves him. Okay, so I need you guys to watch this guy here. Okay, so just watch that linebacker. Don't get distracted by everything else. You see him widen? That's what creates a huge horizontal window for our curl route. All this stuff works together to generate wide open receivers. That's what's so cool about being able to break down this tape, is on TV, man. It just looks, oh, okay, hey, wide open, easy money. But what goes into getting these guys open, that's what's so cool about doing this with you guys, where we can dive in here and we can say, man, look at our running back read flat route and how that impacts the structural integrity of the defense, and then how we attack it as an offense. I don't know if there's anything cooler. I don't know if you're going to be doing anything cooler with your Monday or whatever day you're doing this with me on. But what I'm telling you is I just think that's flat out great design, great progression, everything that we want to see, okay? Buckle up, because this one's special. We've got a little, basically we're going to fake OP, we're going to fake around, and then we're going to get to screen, right? So it's like you're going to fake, boom, we're faking that inside zone, we're going to fake the around after the inside zone, and then we're going to get to OP. I just love it. If you look up top to the left, you're going to notice a black screen. I apologize. My camera died. I'll fix it after this clip, but we're going to let this thing loop so you guys can see it. Yeah. I love the design, and then we're going to jump back in 1 second, team. Okay, team, my apologies. My battery died. You guys know. It went black up top. Anyways. Okay, we're looping this thing all the way back around. What I love about this screen design, the thing that makes this thing, there's nothing perfect this side of heaven, but this is about as close, because what we're doing is we're selling run. Okay, so we're selling OP run. But watch this left guard pull. This left guard pulls as if, oh yeah, guys, guess what? We're faking the run and we're running this end around. That's what the pull indicates to a defense. The defense starts getting their rabbit ears up and saying, holy cow, we've got this guy pulling. They're going to be running around. Then we fake the around, and guess what? We flip the screen. And Caleb going underhand here is hilarious to me, but just well set up. We've got one guy out here, one guy out here. We got one guy for our back to make miss. Just a really good job. And listen, that guy makes a good tackle in space, but a great little 8-yard screen play, but all set up once again, because of the intricate design of what we're trying to do here, where you've got the fake OP with the around, with the left guard pulling on the around, and then we're going to get it to our back. It's really great. That is really good stuff. And then we're gonna come right back with a slot screen, okay? But again, we're gonna dress up all these screens. You actually see the Lions do this all the time on third down, third and long. You see them hit these screens. I think Ben brought this directly from them. This little jailbreak screen, get out there and go. What I do want you guys to notice, though, is that what we're in right now, personnel-wise, would technically be ought to, right? So we'd be in no backs, 2 tight ends. Okay, you're saying, hey, Tim, look, there's a running back there. Nope, that's not a running back. Okay, we're in ought to personnel. That's a receiver. That's DJ Moore. Okay, now, sure, can we hand the ball to him? Absolutely. But we've got a tight end here, right? Then we've got our 2 receivers here and here, and then our third receivers in the backfield. You guys got me? So that is the first thing about this play that you got to notice is we're in a kind of funky personnel group, right? How are they going to match us? They don't know how to match us. Then we're gonna fast motion DJ. We're gonna hop him out here. That's gonna get a lot of eyes going this way, just thinking, okay, something funny's happening here, where they're gonna try to get DJ with this tight end, some sort of pick play. And instead, what we're doing is we're going to bounce back here, and we're going to run screen out here to the field. Look at this. Quick motion. Great bad arm angle on the screen throw. Throwing around that D end. And then look at this. Great impact block here. Boom, 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 boom. And then get vertical. And Burden does a really good job. That, to me, though, guys, little bit of redemption for 14, because we talked about a couple of weeks ago how horrific he was in blocking and how I thought his effort was horrible and how he wasn't about the team. Well, look at this. That's a great job. So 14's getting a little bit of redemption there. I think he's going to earn some more reps just because of stuff like this, being physical in the screen game. Boom. That's a huge block, and Burden does a really good job getting skinny through there. Big, big, big third down conversion. That's about as good as you're going to get from a third down screen conversion. This one is awesome, guys. This one is special. We've got just a great scheme dime. There's a piece of you that wishes Ben would have held this for that final 4th down, right? You get to that last 4th and 1 in this game, but how do you know? We're trying to tie the game right here. How do you know that we're going to need another short yardage play? This is just absolutely perfect because we're sneaking a tight end all the way across the formation down in the red zone. I'm laughing because, so the way this is drawn up on paper, I want you guys to know, the way this is drawn up on paper is 85 is going to leak. He's going to be the corner, right? Hey, we're getting him out. He's going to go be our corner. What this is supposed to be is that 84 is on the heels of the defensive line as a shallow, right? That's how you coach it up. So you're thinking these guys are working forward. We're going to be on the heels of the defensive line. Him working all the way across the formation and the run game and the traffic and everything going on. You can see I'm drawing it all over your screen. That's what's going to get this thing open because look at this. We motion 79. We've got a lineman in the game. Look at this big boy. You're bringing 285, 325 pounds across the formation. People are going to notice, right? I also wonder, this is interesting that you can legally cut these guys. Is this technically in the box? I guess maybe. Somebody look that up and comment, let me know, because this feels like almost like borderline when we got those big boys out in screen, how they're not allowed to cut us down, but they probably can cut us down in the box. But look at how it just brings everyone's eyes. No one even realizes that, hey, we might run our tight end now across on a shallow. What's funny, though, is he gets redirected, and it just is hilarious to me that this guy is going between our left tackle and our left guard. Like, you guys got to celebrate Loveland here on the fact that he's able to work his way through everything going on, but that's what generates a wide open guy is you've got a 300-pound man motioning, you're selling front side run, but you're going to sneak him all the way across the formation, and he's doing an awesome job of just navigating through there and not getting caught up, not getting knocked off course. And then the one thing that I'll say is, I know they lost this game, and I know that, hey, they went from the 1 seed to the 7 seed in just 1 week. But look at the way these guys celebrate each other. I'm telling you, this is a good ball club. This is a ball club that loves each other, that's competing for each other. That's gonna pay huge dividends down the line. Watch this thing one more time. And then Caleb's eyes, too, are critical here. Watch this. Reverse out. You see how his eyes flash front side ever so slightly? That's big. Then you retreat, dump it to your guy, easy money. Walk in, touchdown. Tie that thing up at 21. Okay? I've got 3 clips left for you guys, all from this final drive. Okay? 3 clips left, all from the final drive. And this is going to be slightly frustrating because it's going to show you just how close they were to tying this thing up. The opener here is awesome. Okay, we're in the diamond formation, but we're in the diamond formation from gun. Okay, we're going to have a little action, and then we're running XZ read. Okay, it's basically double reads. You got that little action fake. Caleb does a great job of playing on time outside. That right there, to me, what's so special about this is the best true pass game rep that I think we had the whole day. And guess what? It happens in the biggest moment. Those are things that I think you got to get excited about. So what is XZ read? We've got these guys. They are running go routes until they cannot get past the defender. If they cannot win on a go route at 20 yards, they're going to sit this thing down. You can either Harvey break it or work back towards the quarterback, depending on how they're coached up to do. Okay, these guys right here, these guys are both going to be in bang flat because you're trying to have a flat control, and you're really going to work this thing. Whatever side you're working is 1 to 2. The quarterback's going to decide, hey, which matchup do I like better on the read route? And then I'm working the read route down to the bang flat. I'm not going to go read to bang flat. Not going to happen. Don't have enough time. I'm going to go read route down to bang flat, okay? Why do we call this a bang flat? Is because watch them chip these guys on the way out. You see how both those guys gave these DNs, boom, 1 shot on their way out. That's why we call it a bang flat. Look at this thing. Vertical, 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 boom. Can't get on top, sit down, ball's on me. That's perfect. Okay, if you guys don't know what I was saying when I was saying, look at this. Vertical, vertical, vertical. Let's watch this thing together. Watch this guy together right here. Okay? Watch him. Working vertical. 5, 10, 15. Boom. Throwing the brakes at 20. Bang. Ball's on you. That is awesome. Love the play call. Love that we got heavy in the backfield. Kind of gave them the illusion, hey, maybe they're going to try to get a chunk run on us, right? Maybe they're going to try to start the drive with a chunk run. Boom. Instead, we're working action, and we're going to rip this thing down the field. God, look at that competitive spirit right there, huh? Okay. Second one we've got from this final drive. We've got a scramble dime. This is, this is special. This is really, really, really good right here. We're going to highlight it once this thing loops around. But you got the action. I want to say he's running a cop route. I want to say he's running a corner stop, and he actually gets all the way across the field on scramble rules. Okay, let's watch right here. Let's watch this receiver. Getting vertical. He's got a stick at 8 post. Okay, so watch. What his route is he's on this stick at 8 post, but I want you guys to watch. Once Caleb gets into scramble drill, I want you to watch how he fights all the way across the field to give our quarterback a shot. Okay, look at this thing. We've got the stick at 8 post where you go to the corner, onto the post, and then look at where he's at. He's at the 15, dang near halfway between the numbers and the hash. And watch how he works all the way across the field and then catches this thing at the opposite 22 on the sideline. That's working your tail off in scramble drill, and that's a great job of Caleb keeping the play alive so that you can generate this. I'm sure I'm with everyone at home where it's like they hit this one and you start feeling like, man, they're going to pull this thing off, right? They're going to go down there and score. They're going to force overtime. or Ben's going to get a little crazy. They're going to go for 2 and they're going to win this thing. Get that football, man. Let's go one more on the tight just because I think it's, look at this. Okay, climb, get out of the pocket, good. I love this slow extension. Watch how he's extending the play horizontally, but he's giving his guys a chance. He's not tucking this thing to run and only get 5 yards. He's giving our guys a chance to generate a chunk play. Receivers compete. And then we've got the play, 4th and 1. We're working that same side boot. You guys know, we saw it earlier. Same side boot. Oh, biscuits. This is one of those where, for me, it's hard to give you guys a perfect analysis of it because I don't know what they're getting coached in the building in terms of their progression on this play. What I can tell you, though, is he hit this same throw last week against the Eagles. However, if we're going to get, it's hard for me because if we're going to take this vertical, to me, your first progression is always your running back, right? To me, on the same side boot, your first progression is always your running back. With that being said, your second progression then is DJ Moore and the rear view slider. I don't know if you ever really get to this corner. Because if you're going to get to this corner, it needs to be thrown now. He needs to throw it now, and his eyes aren't even there yet. To me, there's an argument to be had that, like, hey, you put this ball on Swift. There's a couple arguments to be had. You put this ball on Swift right now, does he have a chance to get it? Probably, right? If he catches it, but that's a tough catch now. You got all these guys who are about to break it up. If Caleb just right here decides I'm going to run full speed, he probably gets it, right? If Caleb decides, hey, I'm going to work back inside to DJ Moore, okay? He has DJ Moore, right? Now, the last thing is right here, he decides to throw to Cole Kmet. He has him. He needs to put this ball all the way out here, though, and Cole's going to have to track it down because what happens is he throws this as if it's wide open, as if it's a layup, as if we got nothing, no worry in the world. We got a wide open touchdown. And what happens is we have a safety who's got great recovery speed against a tight end, and he just runs underneath it and seals the game with an interception. So what's hard is I think we had 3 options that convert a first down. We have 1 option for a touchdown. The degree of difficulty on the touchdown throw is substantially higher, and we don't remotely touch what we're supposed to from a location standpoint. Like, that ball has to be put further. Got to put this thing towards the pylon. Got to give your guy a chance. But, like, I think Swift is there if he wants it. I think DJ's there if he wants it. I flat out think if he decides to run this thing, he's got it. Now, does all these have to be, are all these decisions that are made within a second? Yeah, because, like, DJ, if you're going to throw it to Swift, you throw it to him right now. If you're going to run it, you decide to run right now, right? If you're going to get to DJ Moore, you're getting to him right there. Like, all these are just different decisions. We don't make any of them. And then the one that we make, we just don't really give him an opportunity to even make a play on it. So where does it leave us? Leaves us with a heartbreaking loss, right? Heartbreaking loss. Especially for myself, as you guys know, I bet money line on the Bears with my YouTube earnings. So, worked last week for free. Heartbreaking for everybody, myself included. But what the film really shows us, right? The title of this video is not what I think people expect or not what you would expect if you look at the box score. If you look at the box score, you'd think Caleb Williams played an awful game. I don't think he did. I think there were a couple of critical misses that could have made this where the Bears start to pull away with this thing, or could have really made this thing substantially tighter at first. And then obviously you have the huge decision at the end of the game that cost them the game, right? So what the film really showed to me is we're in the same spot we've been, which is we have really amazing quarterback play at times in scramble situations, and when he decides to hang on the concepts and play within the structure of our offense. And then we also have times where we're still trying to grow within this offense. At the end of the day, they're 9-4. They're in the playoffs if the playoffs were to start today. Their schedule, I think, sets up for them to have a chance at really making it to the playoffs and potentially winning the division. Remember, you got Green Bay not next week, week after. You go win that game, you're right back in it. You're right back in the driver's seat in the division. Then you got Detroit to finish. So they have everything in front of them. Tough loss. You're on the road in Green Bay. But I still feel great about this team down the stretch. You guys comment. Let me know what you think. And until next time, peace.